Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get through this. That's
The opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, but something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. It's something that he's struggled.
Floyd recently teared up after reports confirmed that investments worth $600 million are being seized by law enforcement, after boldly claiming on social media that he had just purchased 62 buildings in Manhattan. An announcement meant to display his wealth and savvy as a real estate investor. The situation has quickly spiraled out of control. Those buildings, it turned out, are not in his name. And once that lie was exposed, the FBI began digging through his broader investment history, eventually freezing other properties and accounts believed to be connected to him.
Dedicated to making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him differently.
Right now, those assets, claimed to be worth over $600 million, are locked. They can't be sold, transferred, or touched until the investigation confirms whether or not Floyd legally owns them. What triggered all of this was Floyd's own decision to publicize the supposed deal. He posted multiple videos showing off the properties and claiming he had made a major purchase in Manhattan. His tone was confident, even proud, and the videos were clearly meant to impress his audience. Reactions came fast.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings, all belong to me.
Fans flooded the comments, media outlets ran stories, and the sheer scale of the claim drew attention far beyond the boxing world. But once authorities began to fact-check the ownership records, the truth became impossible to ignore. None of the buildings were registered under Mayweather's name.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
That discovery didn't just poke holes in his credibility. It triggered a chain reaction. Federal investigators, already aware of his financial claims over the years, took this as a reason to dig deeper. They went back through his older records and began freezing other assets linked to him. And as of now, nothing can be moved until a full audit is completed. What makes this more serious is that Floyd himself has admitted in past interviews that real estate has become his main source of income since stepping away from professional boxing. So if those accounts are frozen, that cash flow disappears, at least temporarily. And with a lifestyle as high maintenance as his, that's no small thing.
How in 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Aggregate, got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though I got.
To complicate matters further, this financial storm hit just as Floyd was preparing to make one of his most ambitious moves yet. A $700 million push to buy a stake in the NFL's New York Giants. He wasn't doing this alone. Partnered with real estate investor Meyer Orbach, the two were planning to lead a group effort to acquire a 10% share in the team. The Giants, valued at over $7.5 billion, are one of the league's oldest and most iconic franchises. It would have been a huge deal, one that made Floyd even move $200 million into escrow to signal his commitment and seriousness about the investment.
You misunderstood. and he just want to be treated fair. Right. And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal. If they sign AB and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out to us.
That plan, however, is now in jeopardy. Not only is his financial status under question, but his partner, Meyer Orbach, has remained largely silent in recent days. When reporters reached out for comments, he responded with a vague statement saying only that he and his partners are always exploring different business opportunities, including team ownership, and declined to offer anything more specific. That kind of response, under normal circumstances, might not raise alarms, but given the timing, it's being seen as a sign that something behind the scenes might not be adding up.
Life returns. Like, over his lifetime, he's going to make $300 million off the deal. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Because if you don't know, the true owner is Black Spruce Management. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake and likely through a financial vehicle with options to.
Naturally, that's caused more questions. Why hasn't Orbach confirmed whether Floyd is still part of the deal? Why is there so much hesitation to publicly discuss details if everything is legitimate? For now, no one knows for sure, but the longer the silence continues, the more uneasy the situation begins to look.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in New York.
Adding fuel to the fire, Eddie Hearn voiced suspicions about Floyd's financial stability months ago. Speaking in an interview, he said, "I don't think he has the kind of money he says he has. I'm not saying he's broke, but with how much he's spending and how often he does exhibitions, it makes you wonder." At the time, his words drew a lot of attention. Floyd laughed it off when someone showed him the clip and responded by saying, "Hearn always has something slick to say." But now, Hearn's words seem a lot more grounded in reality.
These guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending.
Others in the industry have echoed that concern. Boxing analyst Rick Glazer posted that while it's hard to believe Mayweather is truly facing financial hardship, the rumors are coming from credible sources. He described the problem as deeply rooted, suggesting that this isn't just a misunderstanding or a PR mishap, it's a genuine issue that could escalate. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get any messier, Floyd posted a new video online, this time promoting a cryptocurrency called SIEZED, based in Thailand. In the video, he encouraged fans to invest in the coin, promising various rewards, including a live Zoom call with him and the project founder, $100 cash back if they invested at least $20K in even one of his WBC championship belts. Most surprisingly, he offered a private training session with him as a prize to one lucky winner.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave, you know what?
That kind of offer from someone who usually doesn't give away much for free raised eyebrows instantly. Why would Mayweather tie himself so heavily to a coin that few people had heard of? And why so many rewards, especially tied to significant sums of money? To many, it felt like a desperate attempt to generate fast cash, and given the timing, those suspicions don't seem far-fetched. When you step back and look at the full picture, it's clear that this isn't just about a single lie on Instagram. It's a series of questionable decisions, financial red flags, and failed transparency. Floyd is still publicly smiling, still dressing like a king, still talking like the money is endless, but behind the scenes, the foundation looks shaky.
And it doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing. Just
Also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just.
There's a real chance that more of his assets could be seized, more deals could fall through, and more of his past claims could be challenged or disproven. It was just recently that even the employees at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Los Angeles walked out after going unpaid for weeks. They didn't just quit quietly, they staged a protest outside the gym with signs and microphones. One sign read, "The money team has no money." Another said, "Hard work, dedication, and then what?" Others escalated the message, "Labor trafficking and modern-day slavery." These phrases weren't just theatrics, these were signs held by employees who believed they had reached their limit.
No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where?
I don't see you.
I don't see you.
Rent won't wait.
I got bills to pay.
Rent won't wait.
According to the Daily Mail, multiple employees claimed they hadn't received wages in weeks. This includes trainers, front desk staff, and management. No back pay, no responses from the company. Some even said they feared retaliation for speaking up, but decided to risk it anyway because they felt silenced for too long. A vocal staff member put it like this: "Even if you work for a different company and you ain't getting paid, you're scared to show up and say something because you know how businesses do. They silence you and they fire you because everything's at will." For them, Mayweather's gym became just another version of that experience, except this one came with Floyd's name attached.
Getting paid late, it has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
Another employee added, "We're out here letting everybody know that they have not been treating us right." The group claimed that they had repeatedly tried to escalate the issue internally, but were constantly dismissed or ignored. Some even stated that management told them not to raise these concerns with Floyd if he visited. "He was here 2 weeks ago," one said. "We've been silenced. I was told we can't tell him anything. I can't tell him that our studio's closing. Who knows if he's aware or not? We don't."
The brand, just given the name, but the more and more that I've been here since the beginning of 2024, just seeing the treatment of the staff has just really broken my heart. And also too, for all of the staff, I've offered discounted adjustments to $20, and having staff members tell me they can't afford to pay $20 for an adjustment because they're not getting paid just really took me back to say, wow, what's going on here? Still coming in every Monday, still adjusting the staff to make sure that they felt okay, they felt regulated, that their systems didn't feel so stressed out.
Inside sources claim that the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness location in Los Angeles might shut down entirely. This isn't a temporary protest. Employees are already treating this like the end. Equipment is being left unused. Classes are canceled. Several members have been told not to renew their memberships until further notice. Samaria Bolden, a general manager at the gym, said she had trusted the brand when she joined. She described how things deteriorated fast. "I started working here in September 2023, and on my first day of employment, the team was not employed. And from that day, I've always been worried, but I just thought I could help turn this around, and I was fed with lies from the beginning," she explained. "We have lost everything. I've lost so much in not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life. This situation has ruined my life."
I was promised a lot, and being who I am a protector, and I protect my team. I've tried to protect their employment, and unfortunately now there's nothing for me to lose. We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life.
Another coach at the gym detailed how the stress of the job went beyond missed paychecks. Honestly, it's been disheartening. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. My wife had to go to the hospital due to stress and anxiety from this job. It's just a lot of different things that hurts your heart, and it sucks that you got to go through it working for such a big name company. The reality of it is, we're not even getting paid.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Frank. I was a coach here at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Hollywood, and honestly, it's been disheartening to go through everything we've been going through. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. We had to rely on a member that worked at Chick-fil-A that granted us some free Chick-fil-A cards, so we're all eating unhealthy meals to the point where we can't even go home and get some fresh fruit. We're not able to literally pay for our bills. The debt, it accumulated to the point where it messed with the mental health.
As of now, Floyd Mayweather hasn't commented on the walkout, the pay dispute, or the potential shutdown of the gym. But his silence is getting louder by the day, especially when just weeks ago he was on social media claiming ownership of more than $1 billion in real estate and showing off extravagant purchases. For staff who are struggling to pay bills, the contrast isn't just frustrating, it feels like a slap in the face. There are now growing questions about how Mayweather's business empire is managed. Multiple sources close to the gym have hinted that there's confusion over who actually oversees payroll. Some claim it's a franchise issue, not a personal failure by Mayweather. Others insist that if his name is on the building, the responsibility is his. Criticism is also rising from outside the gym.
Warren Buffett, that's in his 80s or 90s, that can still make a ton of money. The Waltons that own Walmart. Bill Gates can still make computers. But soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions, it's like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say anything about the guys that's...
Amir Khan gave his view on the matter in a recent interview and he didn't hold back. It is sad, but look, karma's a bee, he said. The thing is, look how arrogant he was. He is flaunting money. You can't throw money like that at people because out there is a lot of poverty around the world, and if he is flaunting and throwing money at strip clubs, Khan's take echoes something that's been murmuring across the boxing world for years. Floyd Mayweather built a persona around excess. His nickname isn't just money for branding. He lived it. The Mayweather lifestyle has always leaned into the extreme, from luxury jets to diamond watches, from duffel bags of cash to throwing bills at nightclub floors.
The company is IBM Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
So when signs appear accusing him of modern-day slavery in front of his own gym, it hits differently. Even though some argue Floyd may not be directly managing the LA gym, the fallout still lands at his feet. His brand is his name. If people are unpaid under the Mayweather banner, that narrative quickly spirals, especially after he claimed, in his own words, that his net worth was driven largely by smart investments and ownership. The problem here is broader than just one gym. If there's disorder at one location, are there others? Franchise chains often face lawsuits when standard operations break down. If more employees speak up or if there's further reporting from other states, this becomes more than an isolated scandal.
He talks so much shit and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the...
Meanwhile, members of the gym are caught in limbo. Those who prepaid for annual memberships are now demanding refunds. Others are unsure if their scheduled training sessions will even happen. No formal communication has come from leadership, no emails or statements, just silence. This could spiral further if class action legal action is taken. Already, some employees are reportedly talking to labor lawyers. They want to know if Mayweather himself can be held liable or if it's a matter for the franchising company. Depending on who owns the specific LLC tied to the LA branch, things could get complicated quickly.
Check this out. Carbon fiber. Come check it out, y'all.
It's also worth noting how closely this situation lines up with the earlier wave of reports involving Floyd's investment claims. With the FBI now watching and asset holdings already under review, financial scrutiny is growing. When an empire starts to look unstable, each new crack gets magnified. And unpaid workers making noise outside the gym isn't just a crack, it's a breach. Another complication is how investors and partners will now view the Mayweather brand. The gym chain has several locations across the US, all of them tied to a name that promised wealth, strength, and reliability. If LA fails and the news spreads, franchise sales could stall, partners might pull out, expansion plans might halt entirely. It's hard to promote growth when your flagship location is falling apart in front of cameras.
The money man is back. I'm here in New York City with the one and only Benny the Jeweler. Benny, tell the people what you sold me today.
All right, you see what's going on. We got the Eye of the Tiger factory on a full pave bracelet.
And tell the people about this, please.
We got the white tag.
What happens next likely depends on whether Floyd responds directly. If he addresses the workers, pays outstanding wages, and takes accountability of his actions and lies, he might turn the narrative around. If he stays quiet, the situation might snowball into courtrooms and headlines. But so far, no word, no statement, no video response, no public payroll confirmations, and no apology. Just the situation escalating, and it's all pointing to one ending. Floyd's financial life is strained and might be worse in the coming days. What do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.